Breaking news we're following before you go. A person is in the hospital after they were hit by a car. Authorities say this all happened just after 10:30 last night near 40th and Cumming. So far, no word about the extent of their injuries or any charges.
And more breaking news. A ship traveling off the coast of Yemen came under attack this morning. Officials say no one was hurt. Right now, it's not clear who launched that attack, but AP News says the captain of the vessel heard a splash and then an explosion nearby. Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have launched a series of attacks targeting shipping through the Red Sea corridor before. As of now, they did not immediately claim that attack, but it typically takes them hours, sometimes even days, to claim an assault. Cerise.
Thank you. More top stories before you go now. Nebraska officials say a lawsuit is now filed to prevent having to disclose voter registration data. This comes after the Secretary of State's office received a letter from the Justice Department asking for that information.
Independent Dan Osborne held an event in Lincoln. He is challenging Nebraska Senator Pete Ricketts next year. Osborne talked about the lessons he learned from his last campaign against Nebraska's other senator, Deb Fischer.
The Omaha City Council will look at homeless encampments and medical marijuana during its meeting today. One proposed ordinance would create rules for unauthorized encampments on public property. Another mandates any place distributing medical marijuana follow the rules put in place by the state.
Nebraska Methodist College will bring in its mobile diabetes center to Open Door Mission today. This runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Nursing students will provide free blood glucose and blood pressure checks.